We're starting off with the Magician. In this image, the Magician, faceless. We get to a point in magic where we don't use identity, we don't use gender, because we learn that we are all things, and that's the state that you operate from. I'm looking at your guides, the universe, coming forth to give you a gift. In the image that he's holding Metatron's cube. Metatron's cube is sacred geometry pattern that facilitates manifestation, facilitates the changing of guard from one life into another. So if you guys are working with sacred geometry, it's a good image to start learning and to start drawing and to add it to any type of sigil work or any type of manifestation. Next, we're looking at the sun. This is also pointing to past cultures, past civilizations that had they foretold of a prophecy in time when the rainbow warriors would arrive back into manifestation. Right now, we are fulfilling that prophecy as we speak. The prophecy of the rainbow warriors spoke about at a time when humanity was in a great darkness, that from that darkness would emanate a group of people with activated DNA codes that would begin to teach humanity how to fully embrace the chakras, the rainbow body, the light systems in the body, using that to project your will, to collectively come together with a mass manifestation where we learn to heal the population, where we begin to activate dormant codes inside of other people with your words, with your ideas, with your inspiration. The Sun card is the highest card in Tarot. It's a rebirthing energy. So from the gift of Metatron's cube comes the sun. The sun is the life force for all things. The sun's emanation is where the entire earth gets its energy from. The sun itself is masculine energy. This is electric energy. This is also the ancient symbol for the sun. It also looks like a red dot. So if any of you guys have a firearm, make sure you guys are going to the range and practicing, right? Make sure you guys get that practice time in. All of you guys should be arming yourself in some way, shape, or form. All of you. It teaches you self-discipline. It teaches you how to protect your family, especially women and children. All of you guys should be understanding how to protect yourself in situations that are escalated in violence, escalated in anger, right? So especially your kids, at some point in their life, they're going to come into those situations. And if they just, most people just turn and run from situations like that, right? But we want to run into the fire. That's where you guys see something happening around you, you go and help. We don't stand by, we don't call the cops, man. We help. That's what you're there for. So if you're witnessing some type of accident, you rush into that accident, you make sure everybody's okay. Next, we're going into the world. The world itself is feminine. This is the person's movement through reality. The world represents you moving from one version of reality into another. I'm also looking at there needs to be an exploration of the feminine energy, of sexuality, an increase in sexual action, understanding sex in its pure nature. It'll give you a deeper understanding of reality. The cards are making a stair-stepping energy going up into the future. I'm looking at the Justice card next. Wow, that's 4 major arcanas in a row. For some of you guys, you have a pull to what we call Egypt. That was a time in our recent past that was a reset. So they've hidden the world that was here before us, so that we get here and everybody's confused on where we are, the time frame, the architecture doesn't make sense. So as you guys begin to look around and you guys see all these downtown buildings, man, that they don't look like it's art architecture that we built, right? So what you're seeing when we look out into the reality is civilization on top of civilization on top of civilization. So we derive information from those other civilizations that help us advance our consciousness, that help us advance our understanding of reality. For some of you, I'm looking at some of you are blue. Some of you are struggling in your emotional space. This is learning to struggle through sadness and depression. If you let it, it'll overtake you. It'll get you stuck in a place to where you don't do anything. You just sit there all day scrolling or watching TV, and you're not productive in your life. So the sun coming out, it reminds you to take action. To take action in your life. Right? If there's things you're sad about, then we have to do something to make yourself unsad. Right? We have to learn how to bring light into our life. Find things that you get excited about. I'm looking at some of you guys are struggling with depression. Also, she's sad because the inspiration isn't flowing like it should. If the inspiration in your life is not there, then you have to cultivate that. We have to find something that we get excited about. That's 5 arcanas in a row. There's the Chariot. Woo! Now we're moving. The Chariot is a card of movement. All right, so this is encouraging you guys to get up and go take your dog for a walk right now. Pause this video, go play with your dog. Come back. Right, pause this video and go take your puppies for a walk. Right, so this is increasing the connection with animals. Animals act as a driving force, right? So they keep you active, they keep you motivated, they keep you emotionally satisfied. So a lot of people in their life are out there trying to manifest a partner in their life when you don't need a partner. You need puppies, you need cats, you need a raccoon, you need a lizard. All right, so whatever that animals that you guys are drawn to, make sure you guys are increasing your connection with the world around you. The Chariot is also a card where in life we struggle through things like sadness and depression, and we're not supposed to stay in it. You're just supposed to be in it for a minute, and it's a reminder to get moving, right? And that's what the Chariot. We hit the Chariot and we begin to roll, baby. So if you guys are only going to work and then going home and then going to bed, you got to stop that. There's got to be other things that incorporated into your life. If you guys are just staying at home and not leaving that much, get up and go for a walk right now. Pause the video. Come back. Go for a walk around the block. Come back and see how you feel. The sunlight is needed in your life. It's needed on your skin. It helps the digestion in your body. It also helps give your body the energy that it needs to make it through its day. I know it's hot out there, man, so make sure you guys are hydrating yourself with fruit juice. I don't mean fruit juice from the store. I mean H3O. I mean eating raw fruits, watermelon, cantaloupe. Those are where the crystalline structure of those soak into the body. Coconut water, beautiful. All of you guys should have coconut water on tap. You should have a big old keg over there just guzzling. Shouldn't even be drinking regular water. If you guys are drinking water from the tap, stop. Don't. I know it's about money, so go to Walmart and they sell where you can get big jugs of reverse osmosis water, and you guys can begin drinking that. It's not the best, but the best would be alkaline. It's a little more expensive. But do not ever drink tap water ever again. Let this be a reminder. If you do, it will cause mental retardation. It will cause apathy. It will cause you to be weak. You will be a weak man, a weak woman. You will have weak willpower. They are drugging the entire population. Is that the King of Wands is coming out next? I'm looking at the King of Wands into the Ace of Cups. Woo, in reverse. The marriage of opposites. This is the masculine, this is the feminine, right? So a marriage of opposites inside of you is what we seek. So learning your masculine energy, what does that look like? What does that feel like? The feminine energy inside of you, what does that look like? And what does that feel like? So those things right there, when you start putting an understanding to those, you're going to be able to look around at the world and you'll understand it a lot deeper. For some of you guys, you're going through relationship issues. I'm looking at the 2 on my dice. It's kicked sideways. So some of you guys are having problems in your relationship. Some of you guys are having issues when it comes to your overall stability, making money, or even in the house. The answer to that is going to be magic. Merging the masculine and feminine energy together. This is where heaven and earth meet. Right? So pulling down ideas out of the ether, out of the clouds, and grounding them into the earth. I'm looking at Capricorn energy now. This is the devil. The devil represents anything that stands between you and the things you want to succeed in life. Whether that's a diet and you're trying to quit eating chocolate, this would represent chocolate. Let's say you got a toxic partner, an ex in your life. This would represent that toxic partner. Let's say you got a boss that's a dickhead. That would represent that boss. Right? Also, all of you guys watching this, you must see the devil inside of you. So the devil comes out in you when you rear your head and you spout things out of your mouth that are angry, that are nonsensical, that hurt others. So we learn to control the words out of your mouth. We learn to control this aspect of yourself, right? That control comes from the marriage of the masculine and feminine energy, and then you will get control over this energy. Most people do not have control. Their devil comes out whenever they get upset or angry, right? So make sure that in popular society and in religion, religious doctrine, they have externalized Satan. They have externalized the devil and personified it as an entity that works against you. And you are the devil, man. Stop playing. You guys know this. Deep inside your mind, you guys all know this, man. You're both the God and devil, right? So learning to see that in yourself will give you a huge advantage over the rest of the population. The devil is also a doorway. It's a test, right? So when you make it through this doorway, you only stand up against yourself. So this acts as the final boss, the boss of all bosses. Do you have the courage and the patience to look in the mirror and see yourself for what you truly are? The devil also represents masculine energy. So this also is something that masculine energy being an action, right? So most people's actions do not come from a place of thinking about others, trying to help the world. Most people's action are just solely based upon helping themselves. So this card coming out, make sure you guys are going out today and you guys are going to do something for a complete stranger. Walk up to a complete stranger, give them money, give them a hug, say hi to them. If you see somebody that needs their car jumped, if their battery's dead, stop what you're doing, man, and go over and give them your jumper cables, right? So we learn to flip that devil energy and become the Christ. Now we learn to blend the two together, so we are both Christ and the devil at the same time. This makes for a formidable force to be worked with. Formidable force that doesn't stand a chance when it comes up everybody else in your world, right? Do you see how this elevates you in your understanding of consciousness, right? So it's all aspects of you. I'm looking at the 10 of Swords now. The 10 speaks on entering into a new phase in your life, a new dimension, something you haven't reached yet. The 10 represents going beyond the veil, approaching death, and smiling. I'm also looking at the sickle. So the sickle, if you can see him, he's got the sickle and he's about to slaughter the lamb. So what we have to do sometimes is parts of you are toxic. Parts of your behaviors are toxic, right? But you view them as innocent. So we must slaughter that lamb in order to let your full potential come forth, right? So we must slaughter that idea of innocence. Nobody here is innocent. Just so you guys all know that. Nobody here is innocent except for the animals. Animals are the only thing that are here that is innocent. So if you're feeling like you're innocent and you didn't do nothing wrong and you don't know why they're acting like that, bitch, please. We all know what's really going on, especially in your partnerships. If you guys are having problems with your partnerships or work-related, you got to look in the mirror, man, and you got to understand that if everything's breaking apart around at work, then it's time to go get a different job, or it's time to do something different, or it's time to approach the situation different, right? We're going to end it with the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune signifies a destiny, a great destiny that awaits you, full of hope, full of promise, full of pain, full of pleasure, right? You can't just be happy the rest of your life. It doesn't work like that. So what we learn to do is we learn to become balanced at all times, neither tipping the scales too far to happy or too far to angry, right? The sweet spot is right in the middle at the heart, right? So opening up that heart space is going to allow you to project your energy in a different way to where people will receive you, love you, adore you, want you around. Upside down, she takes. She just takes. She hurts. So this is the wounded feminine. Right? So the wounded feminine lashes out, blames other people, points the finger. So what we learn to do is we learn to give birth to a new version of yourself, someone that doesn't do that anymore, someone that takes responsibility, accountability in their life. And that right there is going to get you exactly where you need to be. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to leave the reading there, man. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Listen, guys, if you like the reading and you want to book a session, there's going to be a links right over